Okay, ready.
All right. All right. Well, my name is Nicole Gonzalez, and I'm excited to be here today. I'd love to see actually how many different cultures our group represents today. So how do you say hello in your native tongue, or maybe how did your ancestors say hello? So does anyone want to send in their hello in their chat? And I apologize, I'm not sure why my you can't see me, but I'm here. All right, so I would ask for just little housekeeping items. If you guys would check to make sure your mic is muted, because I know that I've done that in the past where I've left my mic on, and yeah, it's a little embarrassing. So I'd also like to give my presentation, and then at the end, I can answer your questions if you have any. Feel free to type your questions in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer. And Alicia is here to answer any questions that I can't, which is awesome. Just keep in mind, I am a student, not an administrator, so the technical questions will have to go to Alicia. So I'd like to start by saying, have you ever marveled at the landmarks in other countries when watching movies like National Treasure? And what would it be like to stand next to the Eiffel Tower in Paris? Well, I'd like to introduce you to the brilliant concept of studying abroad. We're all college students here, right? So there is a unique way to study, earn credits you need for your degree, and see another part of the world at the same time. So currently, my husband and I are hosting not one, but two high school foreign exchange students. It's been a great experience so far, and I was compelled to do some more research on the subject. And we've also lived in Europe, and so I'd like to share with you my own perspective on the benefits of learning while abroad. So I'm going to share with you just a brief history of the study abroad program at the collegiate level, the value such a program can offer you as a student for your future, and then I'll let you know how all of us can participate and experience it for ourselves. So I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let's jump in, shall we? Let me see if I can get to the next screen here. All right, so who developed it, where and how did it all begin? We owe the study abroad program to a veteran, a US veteran of World War I. He saw what misunderstandings could do. He understood the potential that travel and study had for promoting cross-cultural understanding. His name was Professor Raymond Kirkbride. He returned from war-torn France in 1921, and he approached his boss, the president of the University of Delaware, with this idea of sending students to France to study during their junior year. That's where he was stationed during the war. The president immediately saw that this could be a valuable experience for his students. And so together they toiled for 2 years with logistics and raising funds to make it happen. And the first class you see on the screen there, the first class of 8 male students went to France in 1923. Their preliminary program was such a huge success that more universities sent their students along for the next 25 years. So we're talking big time universities like Harvard, Brown, you may have heard of maybe Princeton. They all took part in the study abroad program that the University of Delaware provided. I wanted to briefly cover the remarkable beginnings of the study abroad program, but you can definitely look into the University of Delaware's website on their study abroad program. It's really fascinating reading for their history, but that's just a little taste of it, okay? So I want to also look at the benefits it offers its participants. So those universities I just mentioned, among many others, must have had good reasons for sending their students to foreign countries to study. There are fantastic benefits to studying abroad. So ultimately, our colleges want to set us up for success. Studying in a foreign country enriches students' overall education and understanding, and making them more open-minded, well-rounded people. Students can and will develop a global and cultural perspective that you honestly, you can't do from where you're sitting right now. You have to go out and experience for yourself. So let's keep in mind, guys, that we are living and operating in a global market. Okay. And so let me get to this next one. Here we go. Sorry. And so we really want to remember that with this global market, skills are built and the skills built and experiences had while studying abroad can prove to be lucrative later on when you're looking for your quote unquote grown-up job, right? So it may shock you to know that very few Americans are taking advantage of this learning experience. On your right-hand side, you'll see a circle there with 3%. Only 3% of Americans are actually taking advantage of this, this study abroad program. And by stark comparison, who's at the top? Asia has more than 53% of students enrolled in study abroad programs. So students such as yourselves are more viable candidates to employers because of that gained world experience, the developed leadership and networking skills that you build, and of course your knowledge. And that translates to better career opportunities. The whole experience can help us break through our superficial impressions of other cultures to understanding. So don't go by what TV and movies have told you about these cultures. Instead, experience them for yourself. Immerse yourself in another culture. And isn't that really what we want from foreigners when they come to America, is to experience it, to find a greater perspective of who we are as Americans and find that respect and appreciation. And I say this is a fantastic opportunity to enlighten us as students of their language, their food, their art, their history, their music, and their way of life. So here up on the screen, I had something that I want to share with you. You know, you want to broaden your view of the world around you. And I was looking for pictures for this slide in particular, and I saw this and it completely captured my attention. For me, it represents people that stay in their country. And that's fine. If you want to stay here, that's cool. But if you look at the child looking out through binoculars, you see they're looking through somebody else's lens. They're looking far into the distance at other cultures. When you're looking that far away, you can't really interact, engage, listen to the way they speak and the way they think, and you really don't get the opportunity to taste the foods. That's my favorite part because I'm a foodie, right? So, I mean, I just looked at that and I thought, wow, that's it. So what we want to do is put the binoculars down and like jump into that culture and enjoy it and learn. So that's my little thing right there. All right, so sorry about that. Okay, so students are going to be more valuable candidates to this this global culture that we're living in. There was a consistent theme when I was researching the Alamo College's website on their study abroad program. The one thing that I noticed the students boasted about in their testimonials, whether it was written or these cute little video snippets, was that they enjoyed the food, the culture, and making lifelong friends and memories. And each student seemed very pleased that they chose to go and would not have changed their minds otherwise. So now that you know that studying abroad can be enriching, educational, and help you to be more marketable for your future career, let's think like, some of you may be wondering, like, how can you possibly study abroad? And I think that's fantastic. So similar to the big universities, Alamo Colleges has a program, and 3 countries on your screen there have already been approved for the summer of 2022. And that's coming up, guys. That's in a few months. Mexico, you have Ireland with Scotland, and Morocco. And if there are more, I'm sure Alicia will tell us at the end of the presentation. So the programs run anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks long. And if you recall, the original class went for an entire year. So you're just getting a taste. Students must sign up for 6 credit hours, and classes are taught in English by the faculty member or an affiliate. Study abroad organizers take care of the details so you don't have to. So they take care of the room and board, the medical insurance, the airfare. You're responsible for maintaining your academic requirements, getting a passport, making your payments on time, and then of course, packing your bags. So let's talk cost, because that's the first thing I wanted to know when I was looking into this. The cost is separated into two categories. So first, the school has the regular tuition and fees because, hello, you're a college student. That's what that goes toward. And then the second part is the program fees. So that's when you're traveling and staying somewhere, right? So the upcoming trips range from $2,900 to $4,900. With distance, of course, playing a role in that. So you can set up a payment plan, which is really cool. They don't expect you to give a big old lump sum like that because that's a lot of money. The fees cover all your transportation costs, even in-country costs, in-country transportation, some meals, which is good because that gives you the freedom to go out and experience, the food outside of your dining hall, the entrance fees, and the lodging. So Alamo Colleges has scholarships, which is fantastic because who doesn't like free money? I counted 7 different scholarships that students can apply for just for study abroad. Plus there's the International Education Scholarship I found, and then the FAFSA and the Summer Momentum. Circling back to those testimonials I mentioned, some students said that they didn't pay out of pocket at all for their trip and only needed to bring spending money. And you guys can definitely check that all out on the website. Although it sounds like a lot of money, like I said, there are possibilities like scholarships to help you pay for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to study and travel with a small group of people. I also wanted to touch, before I move along, you'll notice I circled something very important from their page. The fall deadline for scholarships is December 1st. Just want to throw that out there. So get that money. All right. So I just wanted to touch real quickly on passports because I know some people have probably never left the state of Texas or the country. So you may be concerned like, oh man, how do I do that, right? It's not that bad, guys, I promise. So I thought you might appreciate a few fun facts about them. You see, I put up a link on the page for the passport application. And I just wanted to point out that you need to be aware that there are companies out there that charge extra fees to handle the passport for you, like the middleman, right? So I want to say, just don't bother with that. Just go directly to the State Department because that's where you're going to get your passport. All right, I put the price up there for you. $110 for the passport book is what you need to travel abroad. And the items that you will need, they're going to ask you for this on the application. You'll notice also that I put 8 to 11 weeks. You're like, what's that? It's super important to know about timetables. Please note the processing time for your passport and when you need it in hand. So I would say you need to have that documentation ready to present and all of your information to process your passport as smoothly as possible, because if there are any mistakes, it's going to slow down the processing time. So as soon as you know you're going to study abroad, work on your passport. I'd also like to share with you some little tidbits that I've learned over the years living abroad. My best advice for anyone that decides to study abroad or simply travel, preparation is key. So first is please try to speak their language. You are the visitor, okay? Mispronouncing or even struggling to say something goes a lot further with the locals than insisting that they speak your foreign language, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, most young people like your age, college age, have already been taught English for years. And so they speak it very well. If you have trouble, you just ask, when I was in Germany, I would say, sprechen Sie English? And they would say, a little bit. And then they'd have a full-blown conversation. I'm like, whoa, that's more than a little bit, and I would always thank them and tell them how well they spoke English. And they just love that. Another thing would be etiquette. It's very important. Use your best manners because you are representing your country. Offer your seat on public transportation, open doors, make way for your elders. Learn about some customs before you go. Another thing is basic phrases. Oh boy, those are key to getting around. Mom always reminded us to say hello and goodbye, right? Please and thank you. So practice these phrases regularly as you prepare for your trip and use them while you're there. Don't be scared. I found it super helpful to know which is the men's and women's rooms and their signage, because sometimes you may not see a man or a woman on the sign, but you might see an H or a D. Now, which one are you, right? You don't want to go into the wrong one. So just so you know, H is Herren, and that's German for men, and D is Damen, so that's for women. And also, while we're talking about bathrooms, because everybody uses them, sometimes you need to pay to use a public toilet, and you're like, what? But that's okay. The reason why is because they have attendants that make sure that they keep them clean. So that's what we encountered quite regularly, even on the side of the road rest stops. They had somebody there attending, so you'd have to pay to get in. So please keep local currency on you, change, dollars, okay? Another thing would be, don't judge another culture based on yours. We have to remember that people on the other side of the world are naturally going to do things differently than you and yours, right? So the best thing to do is to observe, to listen, to ask questions, and to learn. They love when you ask them questions. It's like, oh, wow, they're interested in my culture. You know, they appreciate that. And we may be different on the outside, but honestly, when you look, you really look, you're going to find a lot of similarities between us, no matter where you travel. All right, last one would be dining out. And this is a shocker for us because it was a culture thing. Dining out can be very different experiences in another country. So for example, a meal in Germany or in Austria, to be specific, they expect the meal to be a leisurely 2 hours. And you're like, what? I just want to get it up and go. Then go to McDonald's. They have them there too. But honestly, you're like, well, why? Why would they do that? Why would they stretch it out? Well, because they're respecting your time to socialize with your family and friends and to relax, and they're not going to rush you. So it may take 5-10 minutes before they even take your drink order, and then another 10 to 15 minutes before they come and see if you're ready to order food. So just be aware. It's so interesting, okay? So something else I want to touch on was other cultural differences to consider. So in France, if they open up France and you're able to go, because, you know, who doesn't want to see the Eiffel Tower? Dress well. So in France, it's better to be overdressed than underdressed, and it shows respect for yourself and for others that must look at you. The dead giveaway that we were told when we arrived in Europe was, the dead giveaway that you're an American is you're wearing white tennis shoes. Also, keep in mind that they have their opinions about Americans too. So people around the world think that we don't know how to dress when we're leaving our homes. I swear I've heard this from a foreigner, okay? So they see us like as sloppy dressers, looking like we just rolled out of bed, put on anything without consideration, like to how we're presenting ourselves to the world. Are they right? Are we reinforcing that negative stereotype when we are abroad? So pack some good clothes, you know, yes, bring some lounging clothes for when you're doing your homework and stuff like that, but be prepared to go out and meet the world. Another thing, China, like, did you know that you should always remove your shoes before entering someone's home as a sign of respect? Or in Spain, this is going to freak you out now, okay? Don't expect Texas-sized portions when going out to eat. They traditionally order many small plates and share. They're called tapas. So here we go. I would like to say, please apply now. I was looking at the information that we have online on the Alamo College's website, and it looks like their application deadline is tomorrow. Like, dun, dun, dun. All right, so please, please, please apply if you're interested. In closing, I would like to say studying abroad is definitely a unique way to expand your education. It's not a new idea. I mean, it's been around for almost 100 years. To study in a foreign land can help students to learn not only about other cultures, but learn about and develop themselves for a better future. The college we're attending has an established program, and we should take advantage of it. Plenty of scholarships are available that can make your newfound interest in studying abroad a reality. So I just want to say it's been a pleasure to talk to y'all and today about the wonderful world of study abroad. And I sincerely hope that this presentation has sparked an interest in you to get out of your comfort zone and see some of this beautiful world in which we live. Maybe one day you can watch a movie like National Treasure and remember just how small you felt when you're standing at the base of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and wonder why, like in the movies, they never show the long lines of people waiting to ride the elevators to the top. So thank you for your attention. These are my exchange students that are staying with us for the year. So that's in the white shirt is Amanda, and she's from España, and Catarina is from Italy. So thank you so much, guys, for your attention. So I'll open it up to questions if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicole. That was an amazing presentation. So we do have our application deadline tomorrow. However, if you have not already completed it and you need a bit more time, that's completely all right. We will still accept your application. So Ophelia, I believe you have a question.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make a comment and say, Nicole, that was a wonderful presentation. I just love your style and demeanor. I love it. It was wonderful. Thank you for that information and all that insight.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about it. I'm passionate about it. And I'm sure that came across.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Alexandra?
Yes, I actually thank you for the presentation. It was very interesting and new information to gain, of course. Going off of what Alicia had just mentioned, part of my question was, because the deadline is tomorrow, I was a little bit confused with the dates because it's showing some of the items that are for the application that are due February 11th, 2022, sorry. So I was a little bit confused and I was unable to submit the application without having all of those completed.
Right. So the deadline tomorrow is the priority deadline, and February 11th is the actual deadline for study abroad. So we really like to have students apply earlier so we can see how many students are interested in going and get a rough count on how many flights we'll be able to reserve and kind of see which programs are doing a little better as far as participation. So that's the reason why we have an application deadline tomorrow, and we do prefer that you submit your application. However, I know Alexandra, you've been working on your application for a while, and if you haven't submitted everything for it, that's completely all right. We'll still accept your application.
Okay, because the only thing I'm missing right now is actually the essay and one of my recommendations. So I wanted to send out an email and say, like, is there maybe an extension or something that I could do to submit that, like at the end of this month?
Right. Yes, it won't close tomorrow.
Okay. So, but what I mean by that is I don't know what to submit for the essay if I don't have anything right now.
So the essay is very simple. So I always tell students to not worry about the study abroad application essay, but more so on the actual scholarship essay. So for the study abroad essay, all you have to do is write why you want to study abroad. Usually it's about 3 or 4 sentences, very, very minimal. So yeah, it's going to be very small. And then
I was stressing.
Oh no. So yeah, if you have a rough draft on your scholarship essay, I would just use that as your essay for the study abroad application. And for your recommendation, I believe I have resent it to your faculty, but if they haven't received it, just let us know.
Okay, okay. I do, yes, one of them has not, but I'll message you about that.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank
I'd
you,
like
thank
to
you.
add something for Alexa too, is that I had joined the Zoom meeting, the informational meeting for the Study Abroad 101, which is fantastic because I actually got to see and listen to the professors that were going to be traveling and studying, and teaching, and they were so excited. And I think the professor that was going to Morocco, he actually offered help to any students that needed help writing their essays. So I
Yes,
would go back to their website and look up his name and go ahead and send him an email.
yes, I was very fortunate to be able to listen to those. I was at two different ones for the Study Abroad 101. So, but yes, I did see that one. I just need to find time to squeeze it in.
Where do you want to go, Alex?
So I really would love to study abroad to Mexico. That has always been so important since it's part of my own heritage, and I would obviously like to learn more and just be more in tune with the culture and everything like that. My second option was Scotland or Ireland. It's just so beautiful and it just has so much history that I would love to learn from.
That's awesome. Awesome.
So, if you want, you can also email me your essays and I would be happy to revise them for you. So that goes for either the International Education Scholarship and also the Gilman Scholarship. So I have been a reviewer for the Gilman many times, so I'm happy to let you know what the judges are looking for and be able to let you know what to put in, what to take out of the essay, and really sit down with you to get that essay to win some money for you guys.
Oh, wow. Thank you. And I do have another question. I'm so sorry. One, would you post your email for me so I can send you something? And then if I were to do this application for the summer 2022, would I at all be eligible for another summer?
Sure, yeah, you can study abroad multiple times.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Okay,
So
thank you. That
the
was,
only thing is though, they're all faculty led and they're all proposed with a certain course attached to it.
yes.
So for example, we've got the Ireland and Scotland program with the environmental biology and the history courses. But if you've already taken those history courses, you may have to retake it again or maybe choose another program. So if you don't mind retaking a course or taking a course that you don't need, you can still study abroad.
Oh, wow. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for answering that.
Sure. I know, Ophelia, that's like definitely against what advisors usually say about really trying to stay on track, but this is really an amazing program that you definitely can't get from from just being in a classroom. It's really going to be able to enrich you and also enhance your resume in the end.
Oh, yes, I totally agree. It is an awesome opportunity if one is able to go. But yes, we would normally advise and tell students courses have to be on your degree plan. I've seen some students retake it. Well, I got a C and I want to get an A. I'm like, well, take it again, then go for it, So that is very much possible. But the disclaimer is that if you are retaking a class that you've already passed, or then VA or financial aid won't cover it. And so something to think about, just to talk to an advisor about on whether or not, one can retake a class over and whether or not it'll be covered. If not, then you'll have to pay out of pocket and it'll probably be way worth it anyways to go to the country. So I don't see it as a problem.
Oh, you got your video working, Nicole.
I think I figured it out. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
How about Joy and Ricardo? Are you interested in studying abroad this coming summer?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, could I actually ask what courses are attached to the Morocco trip?
So Morocco would, sorry, go ahead, Nicole. If this is your presentation, I'm sorry, I'm taking over.
No, please go ahead.
Okay, so for the Morocco program, we do have a special populations course that is geared towards future educators. However, if you are not a future educator, you can do the environmental course, the environmental science, human geography, or let's see, academic cooperative. So you would do 2 courses. So you would choose 2 of those following. And I can put them in the chat as well.
Okay, thank you.
So just to elaborate a little bit on that, the special education is a course for teaching majors, and that's what she's listing. And there is a prerequisite, which means you have to have Education 1301 completed before that course. What I want to mention is that every degree plan requires a science, so environmental science would fulfill that requirement. Unless you're a science major, then there's specific sciences you have to take, and so you have to weigh out whether or not the course is going to help you out or not. And it may not apply to the degree, but you may still want to take it to go and travel abroad. And then the human geography takes care of a social behavior. So if everyone is looking at their GPS, you could see what courses you still need and where those courses would fit. Ricardo, where did you want to go?
Honestly, I would like to go everywhere, but as of the moment,
He's like,
I
I
was-
want to go everywhere.
yeah, as of the moment, I would like to go to Mexico, because I like the history of Oaxaca.
Oh, interesting. Then go for it. Do it, Ricardo.
Have you already started your application?
I'm not yet, but I will start as soon as next week, maybe.
Okay.
As soon as you get off today.
Preferably.
Yeah.
No, only because she mentioned the deadline, and I think they want at least the applications in, so they know how many people are interested, and they have a number, and that way they know how many can possibly go. And that way the actual trip can make. I'm not sure if there's a minimum or a maximum. Is there, Alicia?
We do prefer at least 10 students go. Right now, we don't have a maximum capacity. If we get to that point, then we'll go ahead and possibly add another faculty member, but we usually don't have a capacity because unfortunately, we do have study abroad here at the Alamo colleges, but many people think that it's going to be definitely way too expensive for them. So we usually don't reach that capacity number.
Okay, so I was probably exaggerating a little bit. We never reach our max. We're just trying to make the minimum. So come on, folks.
Except for the Japan program. The Japan program is always so crowded.
Oh, yeah, that one gets packed whenever it did happen.
Yes.
So for sure,
I'd like to ask a
officially.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I did mention that there were 3. Have any more countries opened up for the summer?
So we actually just released a program that's not on our website, but we do have a program that's going to be happening in Costa Rica. And it's going to be, I don't exactly know the specific course that he will be offering, but it is going to deal with environmental sustainability and the architecture that goes along with that. And it would be an exchange. So we did just win a grant, and students are going to be offered that as a course. So just keep in mind, we'll email you with more information on that. The details haven't been fleshed out yet.
Oh, so we're getting inside info, and you're saying that this is not going to be like a study abroad, kind of study abroad, but you said exchange. So they'll be attending school over there. and getting credit over here, or how does that
It's
work?
still going to be a very immersive experience, and
Okay.
they're not going to be in a classroom, and it's definitely going to be kind of boots on the ground, learning science, adventure science, and it's really interesting. And it's going to be with Dr. Scott Walker, who is teaching in the Morocco program.
Yay, so he's gonna be very busy this summer, Costa Rica and then Morocco. What a man.
I
gotta
think he's
meet this.
also going somewhere else too, but his schedule is always so packed.
So more than likely another science and possibly like an architecture, like an art class, maybe?
I believe that the architecture is going to be their students, and our students would be taking environmental.
Oh, how interesting. All right, can't wait to get the full details on that. So that's interesting. Maybe you can go to Costa Rica, Ricardo, también.
Sí, porque queda cerca de Nicaragua.
Ah, there you go. Ricardo's from Nicaragua. So he's just like, oh, that's close by. You never know. You never know. But Mexico, you got to go visit Mexico first. We haven't heard from Mariela. I see your heart. What are you loving? What are you liking?
I'm actually loving the study program for Costa Rica. Is going to have a COIL component, so a virtual exchange component. So the students will be collaborating before they actually meet, and then they will do the exchange portion. So that's very exciting. I think a lot of our students will love that opportunity.
Awesome. So I'm glad that we're learning about this because Nicole, Alexandra, and Ricardo are part of the International Education Club at Northeast Lakeview College. So just another item that they can be excited about and promote and help and share with our students on our campus. So thank you so much for that info.
Sure. And also, since you guys are already promoting study abroad, that would be an excellent topic to talk about in the International Education Scholarship in that second essay. So we request that everybody promote study abroad and write out how they would be promoting study abroad. So if you already say that you've already had these sessions, these promotional sessions, that's also going to look really good, and say that you've already partnered with international programs and Alamo colleges with promoting that. So that's also just another tidbit with that essay.
Joy, what campus are you from?
I'm from Northeast Lakeview.
Yay, Northeast Lakeview. So you need to join this international club, connect with Alexandra or with Nicole. They can help you through the process and get you connected. And I think there's another couple of people who are on the group in the club that are going. I know like there's Alexis, she's a student worker in advising, and she's planning on her trip for Ireland and Scotland. So there's students that you can connect with and get to meet depending on where you want to go, so that you can already know somebody and connect with somebody when you go on the trip. So if we can build those relationships now and you guys can be comfortable so you don't feel like you're out and about with strangers, then please join our club and connect, and we're here to help, okay?
Yeah, honestly, it sounds great. I was just thinking about that when y'all were talking about it.
Yeah, so go to Alamo Experience and just look for International Club and connect with us, and then we can all try to help you out. And I'm an advisor in NLC, so if you have any questions, you can connect with me, look for Ophelia, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. Everyone, actually, I have a class I have to head to, but I just want to say thank you all so much. It was great, the presentation and learning about this. So have a good one.
Joy. Thanks, Joy, for showing up. We really appreciate you coming, and I would love to meet you. I love that Alexa already put in the time and dates that we meet. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. in the STCM room 135. Come on over.
All righty. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties, but anyways, I was just gonna say, all right, bye everyone.
He's like, I'm trying to leave, but I can't. It's okay, bye-bye. No problem.
My computer's set up weird. There are two computers and the mouse switches over from one to another. The whole mess.
Yeah, it's our life now.
Exactly.
Well, Joy, you're on our campus, right? So come, if you see me, come say hi, please.
I will.
All right, I'm also heading now. I have to go to work, but thank you, Nicole, for the presentation, and thank you for answering my questions, Alicia, as well. I sent out an email already, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week and weekend.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
I loved it that there's a possibility of another student. See, Nicole, that you know, you just got to keep on presenting. You should have presented every day.
How many people are in your club?
Well, we started, okay, from the semester before, it was about 65, but maybe about 15 of them are like staff and faculty that wanted to help and join. And then I had to clean it up and it went down to like maybe 40, 38 or something like that.
That's huge.
And I've gotten emails from students, but they just, you know, the meetings, they don't make it. Like I had one student that I would love to help out and give information about Ireland. And so she sent me all this photos that she wanted to be placed on a poster board. So, because I wanted to create a poster board and have them out on display and just promote it because it's so visual.
Right.
And a lot of students really get more excited about it when they're like, oh, wow, yeah, I want to go. So anyway, so I really can't even say how many are actually active. I mean, I go to a certain page in Alamo Experience and I see people are logging in, looking at information, but I'm trying to help the students navigate through the system, get them to play with it and send messaging. And sometimes we're still working through all the technical difficulty of it all. And so they've gotten to a point where at least my officers, the top 5, they're in a group text messaging and they're always connecting with each other. So that's good. And they're promoting our meetings and they're trying to get students to come in.
They're doing a good job because you have at least 40 people. That's huge. That's probably one of the largest organizations I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. But I don't know if they're all active. So, I mean, I'm hoping that, you know, we only got about a group of 5 that are always meeting, but they're trying to do their best and they're connecting. Even yesterday, there was a health fair. We had a table out there and Alexa came for a few minutes and she said 2 students stopped to talk to her and she passed out information.
Was that the fair at the flagpole?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Somebody went. Okay, good. Because
Yes.
I got that email from Crystal Willis. Okay,
yes.
Good.
And I believe Ricardo was there.
Yes, I was just gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say Ricardo.
Picture.
Yeah, I sent Ricardo met me out there and he helped me put the poster board and we were trying to figure out how to make it stand because it was so windy outside. And so finally I was able to put 2 chairs underneath the table behind it to hold the poster board because they were telling me that it was flying underneath. And then I grabbed 2 other chairs, green chairs, and put it right beside it and it was there. So we made it. And then at the same time, I was at the computer lab advising and every student that came in, because I was busy stapling like the flyers, I'm like, here, who wants to go to Ireland? Who wants to go to Morocco?
I remember those days of being outside at those recruitment fairs when it's super windy and all my candy flying, all my flyers flying everywhere. And it's been so easy on Zoom, but I do miss it.
And then I had weights there like to hold stuff down. And I'm like, well, it is a health fair. So I grabbed the weights. I'm like, yes, we work my arms. Yes.
Make it seem relevant.
Yes. Work my arms for study abroad. Yes. Anyways,
Well, thank you always so much, Ophelia, for promoting study abroad. It really helps.
Okay, I hope so. We'll see. And then now, you know, Nicole is extremely passionate about it, and then Alexa's all excited. So I think, you know, thank you for them, and they've helped a lot to promote it. Even when Nicole was like researching and getting prepared for her speech class, right during what was it? Was it Opportunity Rush when we had for the club rush? Nicole was busy that first day. She was just passing out, talking to students, talking like a champ and getting these students the information that they were inquiring about. So it was pretty cool.
Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, I could talk about study abroad all day long to thousands of students, but the moment that they hear an actual active student list, like talking about it, then it makes it more meaningful. So thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. This all stemmed. I'm here right now because of my speech class. Like, I just wanted to share my excitement and how wonderful the experience is just from having exchange students here in our
Mhm.
home. And they're 17, they're not college age, but they are enjoying their time here, and my Italian, Katrina, she's already making a list. She has 71 reasons already so far for studying abroad that she's going to share.
Wow.
She's going to promote it on her end when she goes home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was good talking to everybody and seeing everybody. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Y'all have a great day.
Mhm.
Same. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
So congratulations for the presentation, Nicole. You did good.